is the Herdline News.
Well, Doug, you just spent quite a bit of time there talking about Baker Mayfield. Do you remember the RV in HBO's Hard Knocks that Baker Mayfield and Tyrod Taylor were doing their film study in?
Yeah, the Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor. You're correct.
Yes, I do.
How would you like to own it?
Okay.
Because it could be yours for the low price of $195,000. That's right. The RV made famous by Baker and the Browns quarterbacks is up for sale right now by the Neff Brothers RV Company in Ohio.
Yeah, listen, I have friends that have owned RVs, right? They've done the thing. I would rent an RV, not buy an RV, but they're kind of cool, right? Like just pile a bunch of stuff in and go do road trips. But I don't know if it's obviously overpriced because it's Baker and Tyrod's, right? Not because that's above MSRP. Or above whatever the Blue Book.
It says a 2019 luxury Class A Forest River Georgetown 377 XL motorhome is MSRP $195,000.
Yeah, but nobody pays MSRP. Nobody pays what's the Kelly Blue Book on it? That's what I'm looking at, right? And I want to pay
Don't
below
currently
book.
have that, Doug.
I want to pay below book on it.
It does say that the vehicle comes with the original contract that was signed by Baker Mayfield, so maybe that's why the price is inflated a little bit.
I like it. Would I buy it? No, but it is a good gift if you're an old person and you want to drive around football games in the state of Ohio.
We're all wondering if you could talk to Colin Cowherd and convince him to buy it so they can put it out here on the set.
Listen, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you how much Colin Cowherd makes. You can Google and figure that out. I'm just saying that
it's within his range.
That's within his range.
Okay,
that's within his range.
You think they would approve him on that loan if he needed to take out a loan?
I don't think he'd be paying in a loan. But
really?
I think he would be. I think he would be approved. That would be amazing, actually. That'd be a great purchase, right?
And then he should drive it to Browns camp in the offseason.
Also, see, you're really good with these sorts of things.
Do a live remote from Browns camp.
Live remote from Browns camp. Why not? Any promotion is good promotion.
Now, would you rather have this RV or the one that Phillip Rivers drives where he studies film on his way from San Diego to L.A. and back?
Oh, Phillip Rivers, no question.
Because his is all custom made.
It's all custom, you know. Although Phillip Rivers, he's got 8 kids. I'm sure it comes with Cheerios and Goldfish all somehow stuffed in the seats in there. But I would rather have Phillip Rivers. It's much smaller. It's more cost effective. It's more fuel efficient, but also it's more set up for watching games and probably gaming as well.
Well, looks like you can't go wrong either way. We'll stick it here in the NFL, Doug. The Indianapolis Colts and Anderw Luck are 10-0 versus the Titans in Anderw Luck's career. But according to Luck, that doesn't matter at all going into their winner-take-all match coming up on Sunday. Winner advances to the playoffs. Luck says we're talking about going 1-0 this week. The cycle starts over. What had previously happened, what happened in previous years doesn't matter. What happened last weekend doesn't matter. So the 10-0 record doesn't matter to Anderw Luck apparently.
I agree with that. I mean, look, this is where people don't understand odds, right? Like they think that there's if you've beaten somebody 10 times in a row, the odds are really stacked against you because, now if you have a 50-50 shot, it kind of multiplies. Like, no, every game stands on its own. I know that bettors will tell you there are trends, and then if you go to historic trends, that you take Anderw Luck on the money line every time because he's dominant over the Tennessee Titans. This is a different coach, a different roster. Heck, it might be a different quarterback than he faced last time they faced the Tennessee Titans. We don't know who's going to play quarterback for the Titans. Might be Blaine Gabbert. So do I think they're a 3.5-point favorite on the road in essentially a playoff game? Do I think Luck's going to win? Yeah, but do I think history is the reason? No, I don't.
Anderw Luck definitely fits into that mold of quarterbacks who never say anything controversial.
Correct.
Always says exactly what you would expect him to say. Totally vanilla, right up the middle, never offends anyone.
Yes. And look, I've said this to Colin going back a year ago when I sat on this couch and we talked about Baker Mayfield. Guys that play with Baker love playing with Baker. There's something he's a force multiplier. He has a magnetic quality to him where guys get behind him and they love this stuff. I'm just telling you the rest of the league is like, dude, what are you doing? And here's something. Look, they got a substitute teacher in Cleveland. You got an interim head coach. So as much as Greg Williams can say, hey, we want to be accountable, and Greg Williams isn't really empowered to hold Baker Mayfield. And Greg Williams might be the one guy who would let Baker be Baker, but that's not even the point. If you're the interim head coach, the rookie quarterback can get away with this. Nowhere else in the league would you be allowed. Would you not be called in and go, hey, dude, cool it.
The Patriots certainly are a team that would make him sort of keep it a little bit more tight-lipped.
Right. Wasn't it Wes Welker who got he had to sit the first quarter of the Jets game in the playoffs because he had all these references to feet because they were playing Rex Ryan, who has a noted foot fetish?
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, that's the difference there. Now, obviously, the Rex Ryan thing feels more personal, but also it was funny, whereas this is just like, you're just kind of being mean at some point. Like, let's just move on.
Right. Well, speaking of the Patriots, Doug, the other day we heard Tom Brady discuss his future. He definitely wants to play next season in 2019 and even beyond that. How long, we don't exactly know. But his head coach, Bill Belichick, well, he gave his thoughts on how much longer he thinks Tom Brady could be playing.
And, right now I think it's a one-game season here. So let's concentrate on the Jets and worry about next year. And next year, worry about next week, worry about last year, some other year.
The always boisterous Bill Belichick on his future Hall of Fame quarterback.
I do think that, that's the last thing they can think about right now. We'll think about it, but that's the way in which you have to kind of process your mind. You can't think about nostalgia and possibility of coming back. And look, even Tom Brady, I'm sure, is thinking to himself, well, I got to see how I finish this thing up. No one wants to go out there and embarrass themselves, right? No singer wants to go when their voice is gone, or, someone who dances at a show wants to go out and perform some routine when they can't move anymore, when their hips are hurting, their knees are hurting, and no quarterback wants to play when they can't play. Does the competitive ego in Tom Brady think he can keep playing? Yeah. But he got to play better than he played the last couple of weeks because he has not played well, and this feels like, Peyton Manning's second to last year. His last year, he was just bad. He just wasn't good.
I feel like Peyton Manning's last year is giving Tom Brady extra hope. If Peyton was that bad and they won it all, there's no way I can't go out there and do the same
honestly
thing.
I honestly think that's what the Broncos have thought the past couple of years. Hey, look, if we just have good enough defense and we can figure out a running game, we got good enough guys to make catches. We don't need a ton of offense if our defense and kicking game is good enough. We won with Peyton Manning, who is on his last leg. Why can't we? I do. That's false hope. That's a lot of things have to go in your favor in order for that to happen.
That's the news.
Well, that's the news.